go back inside of Wayne for our next fight.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Joseph Gallevez.
Joseph Gallevez, 3-3 record. I had it circled as a fighter I wanted to watch on the undercard, the Ronin. Love that nickname.
Yeah, Joseph Gallevez fighting out of Colorado Springs, fighting out of Pariah MMA. He's 3-3. Last fight in November. This guy has an interesting record. He won a unanimous decision against. He won a unanimous decision on the Dana White looking for a fight. He was 4-1 as an amateur. All of his wins are by decision, and all of his losses are by decision as a pro. So this is one of those guys that will go the distance. He's probably used to grinding. A couple of those losses by decision were split decisions.
Yeah, we're just waiting on him to get all of his gear and hit the walkout. But interestingly enough, I actually trained with his opponent, Darren Whitney, maybe 3 or 4 years ago when he was still an amateur. It's nice to see him doing well as a pro. This is going to be a fun, very competitive fight. Both guys are pretty aggressive, even though I know there's not a lot of finishes here for Joseph. But this is going to be a fun fight. I know both guys, and they're both pretty scrappy.
Yeah. Yeah, Joseph's been fighting since 2016, so a veteran to fighting. I mean, he's got 10 fights, 10, 11 fights, so that's fairly active over a 6-year period. I mean, he's had at least a couple fights a year between amateur and pro. Making the
final checks
before they go into the cage.
You mentioned good stand-up fighter, can muck it up a little bit, the kickboxing style.
Please welcome to the red corner, Darren Whitney.
There's Darren Whitney making his walk to the cage. 1-0, won his pro debut last October against Carlton Terrence. And Michael, this is a kid who has 10 fights in his amateur career, so just ready for that next level of putting together a good record in his professional side.
Yeah, and they have about the same amount of fights, but Darren Whitney been fighting since 2018, so been a little more active as an amateur and a pro. He's 5-4. He's a long fighter, but doesn't mind being on the ground at all. He's going to have a clear reach advantage here, I would think.
We look at our tail to tape, brought to you by MikeTheTruth.com. Love it, Mike the Truth. 6'3" height advantage for Darren Whitney, and the reach advantage you'll see in a second, although not listed here. A clear reach advantage. Joseph Gallevez, small for the lightweight division, but packs a lot of power and a lot of heart.
Yeah, Darren Whitney is training with Marcus, the Irish hand grenade Davis. He moved to Texas about 8 years ago, owns D-Day Training and Fitness. If you want to be built like Darren Whitney, hit him up. He's a personal trainer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, brought to you by Space City Collective, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC lightweight division. Introducing your first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner. He says 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 163.6 pounds. Fighting out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, he holds a professional record of 3 wins, 3 losses. This is Joseph Gallevez. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This mixed martial artist stands 6 feet, 3 inches tall, and he weighed in at 154 pounds. Fighting out of Belfast, Maine, he's undefeated as a professional, holding a record of 2 wins, no losses. This is Darren D.J. Whitney. Your referee in charge, Steve Armstrong.
Man, I am so excited for this fight. 2 guys that love to trade, 2 guys that aren't going to go down, as you mentioned, the record for the Ronin, Gallevez.
Yeah, Yeah, this is going to be a good fight. You know, I haven't seen Darren in a couple of years, but I'll tell you, he's more muscular and his ears more cauliflower. You can tell he's been training very hard in the last few years.
There's that reach advantage that we were talking about for Darren Whitney.
Yeah, and you look at Gabriel, and you know, he doesn't have the most athletic frame, which, you know, neither do I, but you can see him, you can tell the guy just looks gritty, and he'll stand in the pocket, and he'll trade. I mean, he uses good, pretty sharp striking, and he's quite measured.
Yeah, undoubtedly Galavez's strategy is going to be to try to look for an opportunity to get inside that pocket, maybe turn this into a dirty boxing match. He definitely doesn't want to be at the end of those long limbs of Darren Whitney.
Such an interesting stat that you brought up, Michael. His wins, decision. His losses, decisions. So he's really comfortable going the distance and has the tank for it.
Yeah, and with 6 professional fights, you know, all 6 going the distance, that's a lot of experience inside the cage.
You know, the shorter guy trying to kick the taller guy. He was trying to, you know, compensate and cover some extra distance, and he actually lost his footing. And he's since given up a rear body lock ride.
I have a rule about head kicks with the guys who are taller than me. If they're taller than me, I don't do them.
Yeah, that's a good rule.
I mean, I'm not flexible enough to do them anymore. I don't think I could head kick Vern Troyer at this age.
R.I.P., right?
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, rest in peace. I had to think about it for a second.
Yeah, the FW's own Vern Troyer. Darren Whitney, a lot of pressure up against the cage here. Using that big, tall frame to kind of get under the chin and put a lot of pressure on Joe Galaviz.
And Whitney's like a true mixed martial artist. His striking's as good as his grappling's as good as his wrestling. I mean, he can fight anywhere comfortably, and he's been training that way his entire martial arts journey.
Yeah, fighting over there, training over there with that F3 Fitness Fight Factory, over there with Johnny Bedford, Evan Cutts, and the other guys we've seen earlier on the card.
By the way, that is 4 fights in a row for Bedford, making the walk.
I'll tell you, Whitney did a good job listening to his coaches. They kind of walked him through the collar tie and that clinch, and they instructed an elbow. He threw the elbow as he broke away. I mean, he's very coachable as a student and as a fighter. Good kick there from Joseph. And you see a classic southpaw versus orthodox stance matchup. You know, it allows for that power side kick to really do some damage as it builds up a lot of speed.
Yeah, nice kick with the top of the foot there from Whitney. You hear that big slap. Those kicks are effective the more you land them whenever you hear that slap, but the ones that are effective immediately are the ones you don't hear, the ones that just make that thud.
By the way, that was a misfire of the 10-second warning. This is now our professional prelim card.
Yeah, I thought that was a quick 5-minute round. Yeah. Sure enough, it was.
Yeah, it's definitely, there's just a little misfire there from our ringside crew here, our officials.
And we saw both fighters' face with a sign of relief, like, wow, that was fast. I still feel really good.
Wow, all the conditioning drills worked.
You know, one of the issues with, you know, an ortho fighting a southpaw and throwing that round kick is if your rear foot hits the hip or hits an elbow, it can really hurt your foot. I've seen a lot of broken feet after fights when it's 2 switch stance fighters. And we see Joseph switch back to an orthodox stance as he eats a right hand. It's probably the best punch of the fight so far, Whitney landing a right.
Now, Galaviz has been pretty effective with those leg kicks. He's just kind of turning them on and off. He's landing them at will. I don't know why he doesn't keep doing it.
A little level change there from Galaviz. Definitely got a reaction to Whitney, but Whitney used his range and stayed out of danger's way.
Almost expected first round with 2 experienced fighters, kind of feeling each other out, taking really good measured shots.
Galaviz actually should have set up a spinning back elbow before this clinch was engaged.
Yeah, wasn't able to finish the rotation there and exposed his back. And Darren Whitney throwing it really hard. There's that throw we talked about a little earlier. Darren Whitney throws him over his hip.
What do you think, gentlemen? The end of the first round, that final throw might have swayed a judge. I don't know, because it was pretty even first round.
I mean, it was the biggest thing that happened in the round. So taking him down to the ground is, you know, they exchanged about the same amount of punches, but none were devastating.
Yeah, big kicking arsenal here from Joseph Galaviz. But, you know, Darren was able to hit, you know, an equally effective amount of strikes, but he did have the body lock. He had the takedown at the end. I think that's a Darren Whitney round.
Yeah, you see Joe Galaviz acknowledging that kick there to the ribs. Here he goes trying to set up that spinning elbow. He was very close on that elbow. Hit him right on top of the head, just below his elbow. That's a shot like that is just maybe a few inches away from being very devastating. At the very worst, a shot on the tip of the elbow like that cuts you open, and that can affect the fight.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so first round in the books here. Our first professional bout on our prelims for Fury FC 58. Don't forget, UFC Fight Pass 430. We get the main card going. Excited to see what kind of adjustments these two proven fighters have made for the second round.
One thing I like to see out of Darren Whitney, especially whenever he's got, you know, he's got a 6-inch height advantage here, and I don't know what the reach is. They didn't show it on the tail of the tape, but he's got an obvious reach advantage, and he just doesn't seem like he's using his length as well in the striking. He's allowing Galaviz, he's maybe keeping him away a little bit with the jab, but when he's landing those punches, there goes a big kick.
Oh, Whitney landed a good high kick that definitely stunned Joe here. Lands some follow-up shots, and he likes to look for the takedown. Judge Galaviz is tough, man. He got dropped from that kick, but he was right back up, and now he's working with double underhooks as he gets cage control.
As we mentioned, it's hard to get a finish on Galaviz. The Ronin, 3-3.
Yeah, and
everything
Michael,
decision.
I'd agree with you in Whitney, you know, not utilizing the range as well as he could, but I'll tell you, he just used that very long leg to hit a high kick right over the top of Galaviz's guard.
Right as I said that, Darren Whitney was like, watch this, Mike, and landed a kick from about 9 feet away.
And Galaviz's hand was up, too, just went over his guard. That's the benefit of being, you know, 6 inches tall.
Whitney trying to counter that kick a little bit, trying to get something on the exit, but nothing there. Good connect by Galaviz.
And I feel for Darren as well. You know, he is a lot longer, but Galaviz is using his kicks primarily, which is a much longer range than punches. It can be hard to use a reach advantage if we're fighting at kick range the whole time.
Yeah, it looks like Galaviz's corner told him to turn up the heat on those leg kicks. He's you know, like you said, Alex, they'll use those leg kicks as a jab a lot of times just to kind of control their opponent's distance. Whenever they're the obvious shorter and you know, shorter fighter, they'll use those kicks quite a bit.
Yeah, he's landed a decent straight punch there. He's fighting from both stances. He's actually doing it effectively. It'll be challenging to do.
And at 6'3", you know, there's not many 155ers that are going to be taller than Darren Whitney. As he gets more experience and sharpens those skills, he's going to be extremely difficult to deal with at 155 pounds. And who knows? I don't know what he weighs right now. He looks like a decent 155, 160 right now in the cage. He might be able to make 145. And I mean, at 6'3", 145, that's a big, long featherweight.
I met Max Holloway once. He was bigger than me in fights at featherweight. It was insane. His frame was bigger than my frame.
Really?
Yeah. I was astounded on how big he was. Actually, like big as like his skeletal structure was bigger than mine. He's just a little bit leaner. Man, it really blew him up. He's the best in the world, and I think his frame has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I went to American Top Team in 2010 or 11 and trained, and you know, I was fighting at 170, and they asked me why I was fighting at 170, and I was like, I walk around at 200 pounds. They introduced me to Gleason T-Bow, who fights at 155 and walks around at way over 200 pounds. I don't want to exaggerate what his weight was, but he was probably 210, 215.
Wow.
He was way bigger than me. It was pretty amazing that he could make that weight.
Score! 120 left in the second round.
Joe Galaviz closing the distance a little bit, kind of chasing Darren Whitney down right now. Darren a little bit on the retreat. nice left hand there.
Yeah, Galaviz is going to have to do something substantial. I mean, he could effectively pressure Darren the rest of the round, but Darren dropped him with the head kick. I mean, the round is his until Galaviz proves otherwise. And as I say that, Whitney secures some points here with a really well-timed double leg right in the full guard here at the end of round 2.
Now let's see if he can get that as a nasty can opener right now. Again, if any of you want Alex Morano to do that to you at home, that's not a pleasant experience.
I don't think I've ever done a can opener. It's more of a mean move to do. Big Darce choke.
Big Darce choke.
Now he's using that reach advantage.
Yeah, that strangle is real right there. The Darce choke, one of my favorite chokes.
See, this is where Darren can literally jump into closed guard. If he can jump into closed guard, he can stop his opponent from spinning.
10 seconds left. Can Galaviz get out of this round? And that choke is now gone. So
this is hard to realize, but actually, Darren's long arms kind of hurt him in that situation. He wasn't able to get it closed only to the correct spot. But when your arms are that long, you've got to get it even further to wrap that around, or else you leave a little bit of space. Your arms can be too long for a Darce choke.
Yeah, it was like having a noose with too much slack.
Yeah.
There's that high kick, the good 1-2 same side kick. We call that the Robert Whitaker at our gym. And I'll tell you, Galaviz, he wears it well. I mean, he took a ankle bone right to his temple.
Yeah.
He was right back in the fight.
Yeah, again, this is a game of inches, ladies and gentlemen. You can kind of see if that head kick goes down just a little bit and lands on the temple or the orbital or something like that, this fight could be over.
Notice how Whitney is able to lock up this Darce in a scramble as Galaviz was trying to get up to his feet. One thing I like about Galaviz is the urgency to get back up. Every time he's been taken down, he's really made an effort to get back to his feet.
Yeah, he does. He has really good angles. He defended that Darce choke well. And I tell everybody, you defend the chokes with position, and then you can worry about that. You can't be getting choked while you're trying to fight out of it. You have to defend it with position.
So we go to the third round, final round, by the way, for Whitney Galaviz.
Good right hand right on the pipe there from Whitney.
Yeah, Joe Galaviz taking 2 steps forward as soon as he took it right on the chin.
Loves that action, man.
Yeah, Joe Galaviz very durable, very, very tough. Taking some big shots here. Darren Whitney fighting a very tactical fight so far. I like the way Darren fights because he sees his opponent's mistakes and he capitalizes on the mistakes. He doesn't take a lot of chances, but when you do take a chance and you make a mistake, he jumps right on it. And as he sharpens those skills, Alex, as you get great at that, he sharpens those skills, he himself can take more chances because, it opens the opportunity. He's not afraid of scrambles. He's not afraid of, anything that could happen inside those, when he's trying to take the opportunity to take the back or whatever it is off that spinning elbow.
Yeah, we've seen good work here on the feet from both guys, but we've seen the better work on the ground from Whitney. I think him wrestling would be a good strategy to finish this round out.
And as he gets more tired, it's really difficult to get down that low and take Galaviz down. It's a lot further distance for that double leg shot.
Yeah, and he's actually used a good double leg earlier, but I think the best chance of a taller man scoring a takedown is to tie up in the clinch, perhaps on the cage, and use the long legs for trips and different ways to kind of drag him down, or even use the long arms for body locks.
Yeah, he did a little earlier. He kind of drug him over that hip like we had talked about before and threw Galaviz on his back.
Galaviz still sticking with the game plan to throw a lot of kicks as well. Had some success in round 2.
Yeah, the fight's been very even, short of a couple of flash, things from Darren Whitney. Joseph Galaviz has landed a few punches. They've traded some punches. He's landed some leg kicks, but he hasn't had that, devastating thing happen. He hasn't done anything to Darren Whitney that Darren Whitney's done to him. So that's why I think Darren Whitney's, slightly ahead on each round, which would have given him the round. So
those memorable moments from the round, enough to maybe sway that judge for that round to definitely Darren Whitney.
That was a good body kick there from Whitney. The biggest difference when an orthodox fighter, round kicks a southpaw, they're not hitting him in the liver. Whereas when the southpaw throws the round kick on the orthodox fighter, they are hitting him in the liver. That That is one little exchange you have. Oh, good little lead hook, straight left combo there from Galaviz.
Didn't seem to phase Darren Whitney. It looks like he's continuing to move forward.
We're starting to get a little buildup there on the right side of Darren Whitney's face. Just a little bit, it looks like.
Galaviz narrowly missed, and it sent him backwards, kind of out of position. And Whitney pushed forward hard and threw a big counter punch and kick combination. You know, for those at home, you're always curious, you know, why do guys attack the liver? The liver is not more susceptible to damage than any other organ. The difference is it's the largest organ that's the most exposed. Thus, it's the easiest one to hit.
Yeah, and when you hit it, your body kind of gets locked down. There's not much you can do. It takes your breath away. It takes maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 seconds before you can take a breath. So it's almost like getting the breath knocked out of you, but it also takes the strength out of your entire body. So it's a devastating place to get punched. You need to create distance and stay away from your opponent. If you get punched there, you got to create some distance for 4 or 5 seconds before you recover. And then it takes even longer than that to fully recover, but to be able to start throwing back punches, it's 4 or 5 seconds, and in that time can be devastating.
There's actually a really bad spinning back kick thrown recently in higher level MMA, and it broke up 5 ribs and punctured the guy's lung. It was nuts.
Woo. 50 seconds left, 3rd round.
So Galaviz here on a single, but Whitney got a Kimura grip. Says, you take me down and your hands separate, I'm going to Kimura you. Yeah,
Whitney needs to kind of use his elbow to push Galaviz's head around to the other side. He's got it now. See, that's what he needs. That's a very, very tight Kimura. And Whitney's actually long enough to be able to finish this from here. Galaviz does a good job, though.
Straightening that elbow out. Now he's in top half guard, which is a great position for MMA.
Yeah, we talk about this every event. This is the best position for punching in MMA, this top half guard position. He's got about 15 seconds left. Maybe too little too late, especially since the beginning of this started with a submission attempt from Darren Whitney.
See Eric Garcia, Wayne Leggett, Rich Burmaster there as we end this final round. Here we go.
Good fight here from these guys.
Yeah.
I saw this one go in the distance, and man, it was a good fight. Very competitive. There were some really good moments.
Take a look at some of the highlights here.
I think the 3rd round may actually have gone to Galaviz here, but I do believe Darren won the first 2 pretty clean. I'm predicting a 29-28 win here for Darren.
Yeah, I bet you'll see at least one judge with a 30-27, but yeah, I agree with you, Alex. 29-28 probably, but I think Darren Whitney did enough in the first 2 rounds to make this, to kind of lock this fight up. You see Galaviz is landing the more effective punches here in the 3rd. Darren Whitney did have some moments that he was doing well also. This Kimura right here, the last exchange and scramble of the 3rd round. With about 15 seconds left here, just not enough time for Galaviz to get any work done.
Good showing there from Darren Whitney, 1-0. Looks like he is going to move to 2-0 in his young professional career. Not bad to get 2 wins since October. Got his pro debut win in October, and now we fast forward to the end of February. A 2nd win potentially. We'll make it official in just a second. And against a tough fighter like Galaviz, man, that's got to feel good, because that was not an easy opponent.
Yeah, Darren Whitney in there telling Galaviz right now, I don't know how you stood up after that head kick. And very, very tough fight, fun to watch.
All right, we go inside to Wayne Leggett to see how this one officially scored.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision brought to you by Space City Collective. Judge Marconi Nascimento scores the fight 30-27 for Darren Whitney. Judge Shakur Shah scores the fight 30-27 for Joseph Galaviz. And Judge Mike Mitchell scores the fight 29-28, declaring your winner by split decision, Darren D.Day Whitney.
Yeah, not going to get too caught up in controversy there, but
that was no split decision.
Yeah, that I would like to see where the judge was sitting that scored this 30-27 for Galaviz.
Yeah, how did the second round, he got dropped with a head kick and then taken down and almost starch choked.
Yeah, you saw that on Galaviz's face. He was even shocked by the fact that someone gave him not a round. He probably thought he won a round, but he gave him all 3. He needs to go make friends with that judge and take him wherever he's going.
Let's go inside the weigh for our final fight of our prelim card, Fury FC 58.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Mario Suazo.
There he is, Mario Suazo. One and one, fighting out of Denver, Colorado. And Suazo made his pro debut September of 2021, Michael.
Yeah, he won his last fight against Angel Trujillo by rear naked choke and lost his debut by decision. He was 6-8 as an amateur. He's been fighting since 2013, so he's got a ton of fights. Anytime I see an amateur record of 6-8, I always think the same thing. They thought it really didn't matter. Their amateur career, they thought doesn't matter. They took a bunch of fights on short notice. They wanted to get the experience and get in the cage as much as they had. And also what it tells me about Mario Suazo, he loves to fight.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll see Mario making his way inside the cage in just a second, but without a doubt, the best fade in the game. Mario is also Spike the Barber on Instagram, delivering punches and fades.
Hey,
so I like it.
Please welcome to the red corner, Jesus Martinez.
Jesus Martinez, no wins, 5 losses. Really big for his weight class.
Yeah, Jesus Martinez, you know, he's 0-5, 4 of his 5 losses are by submission. Then he's got 1 loss by TKO. You never know what the mindset is of a fighter who's 0-5. Is he just gonna, I mean, of course he's desperate for that first win, but a win in general, but it's just, he was 1-3 as an amateur, so he's only got 1 win total in 9 fights. And so, got to be desperate for that win. And you never know, a guy like that is just going to come in here and just blow this thing out, start throwing bombs. Undoubtedly, he's going to try to finish this early.
Our Tale of the Tape brought to you by Mike the Truth, MikeTheTruth.com. Pretty even across the board. Age 31 and 32. The height 1-inch advantage for Mario Suazo, and the reach advantage pretty identical. We're gonna get down to it. Just a slight advantage there for Jesus Martinez. And you're right. Like, what is the mindset of a guy who only has 1 win across everything? And we'll talk about that in a second. But let's go inside the weigh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC Flyweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in at 125.8 pounds. Fighting out of Denver, Colorado, he holds a professional record of 1 win, 1 loss. This is Mario Suazo. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in at 126 pounds even. Fighting out of Dallas, Texas, tonight he seeks his first professional victory. This is Jesus Martinez. Your referee in charge of the action, Aaron Menard.
Our final fight for our prelim card. Thank you so much for watching on Facebook or YouTube. Fury FC 58 will be moving over to UFC Fight Pass at 4:30. Get your subscriptions right now if you already don't have them. Lunsford, Lane, we'll get that going. But our final fight for this prelim card, Suazo Martinez.
Yeah, Suazo comes out very, very aggressive.
Yeah, the flyweight's known for a fast pace, and these guys are moving quick. Both of them land 2 really hard low kicks.
Yeah, both guys trying to show each other right now whose leg kicks are harder, it looks like. Ooh, big overhand right from Mario Suazo, and then didn't follow up with it. Looked like it may have stunned Jesus Martinez just a little bit. Lands another one right there.
Well, Martinez clipped him with a little right hand. Battle of right hands and right low kicks.
This is exactly the pace we wanted.
Yeah. And it's very rare you're going to see flyweights knock each other out, but looks like they're well on the path to that here early in this fight. And you can see Mario Suazo, he's got a really low stance and a really wide stance, so really susceptible to that front leg kick, and not a lot he can do about it.
See that body kick from Jesus hurt Suazo a little bit or not? Suazo, by the way, has thrown 5 overhand rights already. Clipped Martinez on the first one, but 0 for 4 since. Unofficial stats, by the way.
Yeah, that kick hurt Mario Suazo. Jesus Martinez landed a really good kick right there, just to the bottom part of the quad.
Yeah, I've always valued checking kicks, and if you check a kick like that,
ooh, that's a big
punch. Rocks Martinez.
Yeah, he's trying to grapple with him now. You would think he would try to get some distance there.
Oh, the slip.
Nice scramble from Mario Suazo. He's got his back here.
That was a beautiful transition and taken up the back by Suazo.
Yeah, this is very close. It looks like Jesus Martinez is going to recover this position here. Mario Suazo's continuing to try to go for that rear naked choke from a bad position.
Martinez needs to really get his head high.
Ooh, big elbow from Jesus Martinez. He is bombing on Mario Suazo right now.
This fight turned into a barn burner.
Oh, what a turn of events for Jesus Martinez.
Man, these guys are just hurting each other. one exchange after another. It just keeps going back and forth.
I feel like we've had 15 different chapters in the first round. Just so many good exchanges so far, so many good moments.
Yeah, Jesus Martinez got to be careful here trying to get up. Man, Mario Suazo trying to reach, trying to Superman punch from Jesus Martinez being on his back, trying to Superman punch him to the mat.
Looks like he's throwing a fastball at the ground.
That's one of those that if would have landed, Jesus Martinez would have woke up tomorrow.
Tell you what, we've all watched a lot of MMA. I think that's the first time I've seen that kind of punch with that much intensity behind.
Yeah. He's did a good job working his way back to his feet. You know, having 4 sub losses, I wouldn't have expected his get-ups to be so good, but they've been successful thus far.
Yeah, it looks like that's what he's worked on in his time off. You know, last fight was in August of last year, but it looks like that's what he's worked on, is just takedown defense and getting up. We haven't seen much grappling out of him, except for he did pretty good at defending whenever Mario Suazo was on his back. You know, was able to get the angle back, was able to get back on top. And here they go again. I don't want to see these guys locked up at all. I just want to see them bombing.
There's more than enough time to do some damage with the hands. We got about a minute left.
And Mario Suazo is starting to run out of gas just a little bit.
45 seconds left. This fight is felt like this first round has gone on for only a couple of minutes. I mean, so much good action.
That's one thing Jesus is doing really well, is he's listening. He's listening to his coaches. His coaches give him good advice on how to defend these takedowns and prevent, you know, his opponent from scoring. You see a toe stomp, not a lot of immediate damage. It's something the guys will feel tomorrow.
That always cracks me up whenever they foot stomp, and you know, a lot of those things, they're not for the match. They're for he's going to feel that tomorrow.
Nice high kick there is Martinez.
This was a round full of highlights. That was a great first round.
Who won that one?
Good luck to the truck. Our production crew is going to have a hard time cutting up that one. You just re-show the whole round. That's what it was.
Yeah, that judge who gave Galaviz that 30-27, his head is spinning right now.
You know, early exchange of hard low kicks. You know, good right hand there from Suazo. You know, another really good right hand from Suazo. But you're going to see in just a second, Jesus rocks him right there with that little right hook.
Yeah, Jesus Martinez doing a good job of keeping the distance, defending those takedowns, able to stay long, but gets clipped there. Goes straight to his back.
Yeah, it looks like Suazo actually had dropped him and rocked him more than he was hit.
Oh, man, and I think he made a mistake there going for a grappling exchange immediately. Yeah. He had him dazed. You could see it in his eyes, and he was out of it a little bit. Maybe it would have been better off. It might have finished him if he would have kept on with the punches there.
Man, what a good first round for Suazo. Jesus Martinez looked like he was done there a few times, but
yeah, very exciting first round.
Stayed alive.
Just a small loose piece of ice. Yeah.
Here we go, second round.
Nice good sharp jabs there from Jesus and a little big right hook. See, that was the first check of the day. And I guarantee you we're going to see Suazo throw fewer low kicks.
Yeah, Suazo kind of leaning down on that, kind of feigning down with his head and then throwing that overhand right. That's what he's connected on a few times early in the fight. Looks like they're trying to capitalize on that again.
Front kick.
Nice Superman punch there, a little showtime.
Off the cage. This is coach calling for jabs, which I think is a good strategy. He's just got a good sharp jab to him when he throws it.
Just makes Suazo think a little bit, not just go in at his own pace.
Yeah, one of the best things about the jabs is you step forward traditionally when you throw them, so you're covering distance. If you want to land that big right hand that these guys are throwing, the jab prior, even two jabs prior, is going to do a much better job in allowing it to meet its mark.
Yeah, a little low blow there from Mario Suazo. Jesus Martinez getting just a couple of minutes to take a break there. Let's take a look here and see how spot on it was. Yep, that's the bad spot.
The kick was a little high.
Yeah, Jesus Martinez playing it up to the crowd a little bit. Letting his girlfriend know he's okay.
You tell me when you're ready. You got it for 5 minutes.
Yeah, both these guys showed up to fight.
Getting a full recovery is Jesus Martinez. Just a second ago, he's kind of egging on the crowd.
Yeah, Jesus allowed up to 5 minutes to recover from this. Looks like he's just about ready to go. He gave the thumbs up, and then he started squatting around a little bit like it was still bothering him, but here we go. Back to the action.
By the way, only a minute 15 done in this round, round 2.
This seems like another one of those 10-minute rounds. We had some earlier that seemed very, very fast. This one seems like it's going on forever. There's still a lot of time here. Ooh, nice kick. Followed up with a left hand.
I don't know if it's just reading body language, but Jesus seems a little bit more locked in right now after that cup check.
Yeah, he's landed the better shots in the second round as well.
Ooh, nice body shots there. Nice combination there from Jesus Martinez. You saw Mario Suazo take a big, deep breath after that exchange.
Nice little double legs and a trip finish. Suazo.
Beautiful execution.
Yeah, and perfect timing also. He was getting beat up a little bit on the feet. Decided he wasn't going to stay there long.
The one time I ever tried a foot stomp, I missed, and my heel hit the mat weird, and it hurt my knee.
Oh, no.
I've not toe stomped anyone since. That was my 6th pro fight. I'll never forget it.
Well, it's just something you need to practice in the gym. Just grab a couple of white belts and stomp on their toes.
I'd go out of business.
Yeah, push them up against the wall and say, all right, this is going to hurt you more than it hurts me. But
There's going to be some bad Google reviews coming your way, Alex.
You're helping me out here. I need to improve my foot stomps.
Great coach, but man, after the first day, my foot is just burning.
Yeah. Wasn't able to stand after a couple hours, but...
Again, Martinez did a great job. He got taken down thoroughly. His hips totally taken out from underneath him, but he got right back up to his feet.
We'll see Martinez, who just in the last minute had a great flurry, had some good offense there. See if he can continue that with less than 2 minutes left in round 2.
You can see Martinez going in there with some bad intentions on those punches. Mario Suazo answered right back with some bad intentions of his own. Both guys kind of staring at each other a little bit. Maybe taking a little break. Maybe this round seems long to them also. Still a minute and a half left.
The pace definitely did slow down just a little bit, but when they do throw, I mean, it is coming in fast and hot.
Yeah, you know, there's not a lot of mass behind the flyweights naturally, physically. So these guys are eating these huge shots, and they're able to stay on their feet.
I'm really impressed with Jesus Martinez counter punching.
Yeah, you can see Jesus has, like I said, he's lost 4 of his 5 fights by submission. You can see that he has, his submission defense has improved significantly. Everything that Suazo has thrown on him so far, he's defended very, very well.
Great space well, gets out well. I'll tell you, man, when he gets Suazo hurt, Suazo will cover. He warrant to finish. Another good little double leg trip hybrid. I like that. That cool takedown. Use that a lot myself.
Yeah, you see Suazo trying to jump up and get some weight on top of Jesus to try to keep him from standing up, but so far nothing doing. You got to be careful there. You can't knee a downed opponent to the face. If he wants to throw those knees, he's maybe throw the left knee into the hip or into the thigh.
Yeah, Suazo landed a decent knee there as Martinez was standing up.
Very tough round to call. Both guys landing some big shots.
Oh,
there's a liver shot. There he goes. Let's see if he can survive the round.
Saved by the bell is Jesus Martinez.
Yeah, very much so. No joke, maybe 2 punches more and that fight could have been over.
Yeah, and no doubt who won that now with only a few seconds left.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, 5 seconds more in that match and this fight is over. They were definitely going to stop that. Mario Suazo on a flurry there at the end of the round.
Man, I was going to say Jesus Martinez, I think he had that round in the bag until that last knee.
Take a look at some of the highlights here.
Yeah, here we go. Nice Superman punch off the cage. A little showtime from Mario Suazo.
There was that takedown, almost a recovery takedown after a good flurry from Martinez.
And you see, man, I think you're right, Alex. Jesus Martinez was landing the better shots in this round. He was defending, you know, he got taken down a few times, but it was really ineffective. There was nothing that he did down there. You see that knee right to the belly.
Oh, that one gone, and that hurt on the solar plex.
Yeah, that takes the breath away. You can see Jesus Martinez kind of take out, letting the crowd know he's okay now.
Yeah, a minute is enough time to recover from a knee to the body.
Yeah.
Couldn't have happened at a better time for him.
Yeah, if it's a knee to the body that takes out a rib, that's different. But if it's a knee that just takes out your breath, yeah, a minute is plenty of time to get over there, get tall, get your breath back, get cooled down just a little bit. See if Jesus is ready to fight now.
Third and final round here, final fight on our prelims.
Big combination here.
Yeah,
Suazo.
Round 3 starting off with Mario Suazo dropping Jesus Martinez. Jesus needs to not just cover up, because if he lands 5 or 6 of those punches, even if he is covered up, he's not defending the punches. They're going to call this fight.
That is it. That is it. Mario Suazo gets the win in the 3rd round.
Man, Jesus Martinez a little upset about that stoppage. Not sure, I don't disagree with him. Maybe it was a little bit early.
You know
he
what?
wasn't landing any punches that were devastating. But
he was blocking everything. He even looked for wrist control. I actually do disagree with that stoppage myself. But both guys came in as a fight of the night candidate for sure.
Yeah, I hope they give these guys a bump box. Yeah, the way that fight was going, you see that left hand, that's what dropped Jesus Martinez. The way this fight was going, you see Jesus Martinez not really taking any shots. There's that left hand right to the temple, puts him on his back, but he's well aware. You can see he's trying to grab, he's reaching out, he's trying to improve his position. Nothing really landing.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think that stoppage was a little early in my opinion. I don't want to, you know, the referee's job is a hard job, but that's a little bit early, I think.
Sometimes, look, as the referee, you have to have the better angle. We have the nice angles looking at it. You see that nothing wasn't connecting, but you're right, it is a tough call. The call was made. You saw Jesus Martinez get right up to like, hey, I'm perfectly fine. But again, that's, you know, that's the job.
Yeah, and what stinks is the way that fight was going. It was anybody's fight still. They were one shot away from knocking the other one out.
Let's go inside to Wayne Leggett.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Aaron Menard calls for a stop to the action 33 seconds into round number 3, declaring your winner by TKO, Mario Suazo.
And congratulations to Mario Suazo, moves to 2-1. A nice way to get us going here at Fury FC 58. Thank you so much for watching on Facebook or YouTube on our prelims. We are now going to go to UFC Fight Pass for Lunsford versus Lane, a heavyweight title showdown. We will get it going at 4:30. On behalf of the entire production crew, Alex Morano and Michael Alexander, I'm Leo Robinson Ali. We will see you on UFC Fight Pass for Fury FC 58.
Great prelims.